Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's now 5 p.m. Welcome to our Committee of Adjustment meeting for the month of October. For everyone's information, we generally deal with each application according to the order of the agenda. Extra copies are available on the back table there. Anyone present who wishes to speak in support or against an application, as well as anyone with questions or concerns, will have an opportunity to speak. The committee will make their decision following each application. If there's anyone present who is not an applicant or an agent but is interested in the decision of the committee, you may file your interests with our Secretary-Treasurer. Please list the file number, your name, and mailing address. Copies of the decisions are automatically sent to the applicant and the agent within 15 days of today's meeting. Only the applicant, the minister, a specified person, or any public body may appeal decisions in respect to applications for consent or minor variances to the Ontario Land Tribunal. The decisions are final if there are no appeals 20 days after the committee's decisions. May I remind everyone that we're being recorded and to mute your devices, as well as if you wish to speak to an application, please make your way to the podium, ensure the mic is on, and state your name, first and last name for the record. You'll have 5 minutes to speak. The first order of business is to determine if there are any members with any disclosures of interest when considering any of the applications that we will be dealing with today. Are there any disclosures of interest? Councillor Van Passen.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I do have an indirect conflict with item 4.14, which is application ANPL 2025-280.
Okay, thank you, and that's been noted. Have all the members, anybody else have any disclosures? No? Okay. Have all the members received the minutes of the previous meeting? Are there any errors or omissions? If not, I have a resolution before me. I need a mover and a seconder, please. Phil? And Linda. All in favor? That's carried. Thank you. So first up, we have file number ANPL 2024-439, Jeffrey McAllister, care of Connell Construction Limited, and the planner can give the report, please.
Thank you. Through the chair to the committee. This is an application that was previously deferred. It has been received seeking relief of 2.26 meters in height to allow for a total height of 7.26 meters, 1.9% in lot coverage to allow for a total lot coverage of 11.9%, and 2.8 meter in rear yard setback to allow a setback of 0.15 meters to facilitate the construction of a boathouse in the resort residential zone. The subject lands are located at 11 Teal Avenue in the resort area of Long Point. The area of the subject lands is approximately 687.9 square meters with approximately 17.2 meters of frontage on the east side of Teal Avenue. The subject lands are occupied by a vacation home, deck, and 2 accessory sheds. There's a professional opinion of the planning staff that this application meets the 4 tests of the Planning Act and is recommended for approval. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions of the committee? Is there an agent or applicant present? No? Is there anyone else present that wishes to speak to this application? No? We have a recommendation for approval. Can I get a motion from the committee?
I'll
Linda?
move to approve.
Thank you. And the seconder? Adam? File number ANPL 2024-439, Jeffrey McAllister, care of McConnell Construction. In accordance with Section 45(1) of the Planning Act, the requested relief is considered to be appropriate for the proposed development. Minor in nature, maintains the general intent of the official plan and the zoning bylaw. No public input was received and therefore has not been considered as part of this application. All those in favor? And that's carried. And approved. Next up is file number BNPL 2025-282, Elizabeth Farms Limited, and the planner can give the report, please.
Thank you. Through the chair, I'm just going to ask that BNPL 2025-282 and ANPL 2025-283 be heard together, if that's okay. Thank you. So through the chair, an application has been received to sever a parcel having a frontage of 84.16 meters, a depth of 57.6 meters, and an area of 4,877.3 square meters as a dwelling made surplus through farm amalgamation. This application is being reviewed concurrently with a zoning bylaw amendment to remove a single detached dwelling as a permitted use on the retained lands. And for ANPL 2025-283, an application has been received to recognize a deficiency created through related consent application BNPL 2025-282, requiring relief of 2 hectares from the minimum required lot area of 40 hectares to permit a lot area of 38 hectares for the proposed retained lands. By the request of the applicant, these applications are recommended to be deferred to allow for changes to be made. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any questions of the committee? Is there an applicant or agent present? No. Anyone else that wishes to speak to this application that's present? Okay, we have a recommendation for deferral. We will do 282 first. Can I get a mover and a seconder? Councillor Van Passen.
Can we note that it's deferred at the applicant's request?
Yes, I will note that. Seconded? Seconder, Phil? So file number BNPL 2025-282, as requested by the applicant, to provide the opportunity to amend the application, and no input was received and therefore has not been considered as part of this application. All in favor of deferral? And that's carried. And file number ANPL 2025-283, same thing. Mover and a seconder, Phil? Joe? All in favor? And that's carried for deferral. Okay, next up is ANPL 2025-285, Charlie and Diane Luke. And the planner can get the report, please.
Thank you. Through the chair, an application has been received to construct a vacation home requiring relief of 3.37 meters from the minimum required front yard of 6 meters to permit a front yard of 2.63 meters. This file has been recommended for deferral at the request of the applicant. This is to allow further discussions with the LPRCA about the suitability of the proposed building envelope, given the topography of the site and the unstable nature of the slope.
Okay, thank you. Is there any questions of the committee? Is there an agent or applicant present? Anyone else that wishes to speak to this application? Yes, come on up. Push the button on the right, state your name. That right.
Good evening. I'm Renee Van Kooten.
Okay.
This is an email that I sent to Andrew Wallace.
Yep, we all got it.
I'm sorry?
We all have it.
Okay. So with respect to the application, I have a property, it's my vacation home, immediately below the requested setback relief from the Charlie and Diane's property. So you're aware of my concerns. I don't know if you want me to reiterate them as opposed.
No, I think we've all reviewed it, and the matter's not being decided tonight anyway.
Okay.
It's being deferred.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Very good, thank you. Anybody else who wishes to speak to this application? Okay, we have a recommendation for deferral. Phil? Thank you. Seconded by? Joe? And, excuse me, ANPL 2025-285 has been moved by Phil, seconded by Joe for deferral. All in favor? And that's carried. Deferral stamp's getting the work out tonight. Okay, next up is file number BNPL 2025-008, Lisa Acker, and the planner can give the report, please.
Thank you. Through the chair, an application has been received to sever a parcel having a frontage of 70.9 meters, an irregular depth of approximately 80.47 meters, and having an area of 0.57 hectares, and retain a parcel having an area of 18.49 hectares as the severance of a lot made surplus through farm amalgamation. The consent application is being reviewed concurrently with a zoning amendment for the retained lands to remove a single detached dwelling as a permitted use in the agricultural zone. It is not considered that this dwelling meets the test for a dwelling surplus to the needs of farming and should go through, at a minimum, an OPA-ZBA process to allow for its severance. The dwelling was built after the farm was purchased and amalgamated into the farming operation and is less than 10 years old. The intention of the surplus dwelling policies at both provincial and municipal levels are to allow for the severance of an unneeded dwelling which already exists on land at the time of farm consolidation, not to allow for a new build to be severed to form a new lot in the agricultural zone. It is the professional opinion of staff that this proposal would be inconsistent with the PPS 2024 and would fail to comply with the official plan in relation to agricultural severance policies. This is not considered to be a surplus dwelling and is therefore recommended for refusal. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any questions of the committee? Peter? There you go.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Just pull the mic down.
I was wondering if the planner could go over page 53, which is kind of the sketch. It appears to me that there are already 2 severances from this property, and along Highway 59, there appeared to be a number of independent lots already. And I was a bit concerned about our official plan policy of creating strip development being discouraged by the official plan. And I was wondering whether planning had any comment on that. I also have a follow-up, Mr. Chair.
Sure thing. Go ahead, planning.
Through the chair to the member. Basically, if there had already been severances from the lot, it wouldn't qualify for a surplus. The PPS allows for 1 severance from an agricultural lot. In terms of the strip development, yes, you would not want to have multiple new lots created in the agricultural zone and have that sort of development. It would be contrary to the official plan.
Peter?
My second question was with respect to the building permit, which was finalized on July 23rd, 2025. Do we know whether this was a low occupancy building built under the Farm Building Code, or was it built under OBC?
Do you mean the accessory building to the dwelling?
Yes, like anticipating a severance application.
Yes, yeah. As far as I'm aware, the accessory building that was built was done under the OBC for accessory to a dwelling.
Okay, anybody else? Questions? Councillor Van Passen.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The occupancy permit for this house was issued on October 7, 2016. So does that mean they can come back October 8th of 2026 and apply again? That's the catch?
That would overcome the 10-year rule. It wouldn't necessarily overcome the fact that the dwelling was built after farm amalgamation, not prior to. So it still wouldn't actually be considered a surplus dwelling.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Questions? Is there an applicant agent in the house? Nathan, step right up.
Already on. Good evening, Mr. Chair, and through you to the committee. I apologize for my coughing. My name is Nathan Colomia. I am the lawyer and the agent for the property owner, Gary Mussel, and also the applicant, Lisa Aker. So thank you to planning staff for the report. And We have a recommendation for refusal. We ask that you approve the application this evening. It's true, the house isn't 10 years old yet. It will be 10 years old next year. And section 7.2.3C of the official plan does provide that the habitable dwelling does need to be at least 10 years old. However, the official plan is not the zoning bylaw. The purpose of the plan is to provide a policy framework to guide economic, environmental, and social decisions that have implications for the use of land. The PPS itself doesn't set an age requirement for surplus farm dwelling severances, only the OP does. And this is intended to be a guide. Clearly, the intention is that we don't want brand new houses being cranked out and severed when they're less than a year old. That's not what's happening here. 9 years is substantially compliant with the 10-year requirement. And the obvious question is, well, why not wait until next year? And the reason is pretty simple. Lisa may not have a year. She currently suffers from late-stage kidney failure. So that's the reason. And as part of this as well, we are totally agreeable to the conditions in the severance, one of which is an agreement that the severance wouldn't take place until the 10-year anniversary. We have no problem with that whatsoever. We would just like to have the approval taken care of. And as far as the member who had the questions regarding strip development, through you, Mr. Chair, the severances are historical. They predate my client's involvement with the property. And for example, if there had been a recent severance, no residential development would have been permitted on the property whatsoever. So that's the reason. So once this severance is approved, no further residential development will be permitted on the balance of the farm. And with respect to the concerns meeting the technical definition of a surplus farm dwelling severance, to me, it is surplus to the farm operation. Gary is a farmer. Gary farms the land. Gary has his own home. This home is surplus to the operation. If we really wanted to, I could do a transfer of these properties so we could check off the little box that makes it post-amalgamation. Really, to me, that's a technicality that's really not necessary for the substance of what we're trying to do and what we're asking for. So, and we've also submitted the application for a minor variance, so that will come before you in due course. So we ask that you approve the severance application this evening, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Okay, thank you. Questions? No? Okay, Nathan, thank you. Is there anyone present that wishes to speak to this application? No? We have a recommendation for a refusal. The committee has, wishes of the committee are? Linda.
I'll move to approve, just with the condition, obviously, that it doesn't get severed until the 10-year is up.
Mm-hmm.
And my reason is, I believe, even though the house was built after the farm amalgamation, circumstances change. And maybe at the time it wasn't, but now it is surplus. So you can't just assume that circumstances haven't changed for the family or the farmer.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe Nathan is correct. It's a technicality because, like he said, he could do the transfers and make it happen and make it fall into the little box. So I'll move for approval based on that.
Okay, thank you. Can I get a seconder for that motion? Adam is going to second. Okay, very good. BNPL 2025-008, the application has been recommended, motion to approve. The application is, I'm not going to read all through that because it doesn't apply anymore. Sorry, go ahead. Microphone?
Okay, just make sure that that's, okay.
With the condition
Me
of,
seconding it was, okay.
the condition of the 10.
Yep, that's fine.
Post
Yep.
10-year, how do we phrase that?
Okay, so if it's in, that's fine. I just
It's
want
already
to make sure
on
that
there.
that's read out, okay.
Anyway, all in favor of approval? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's carried. Okay. Thank you. Moving on, file number BMPL 2025254, Skylar Farms Limited, and the planner can give the report, and, oh, there's a couple here. 2025268, ANPL 2025268, you're going to do them together?
Yes, if you don't mind.
Very good.
Thank you.
Carry on.
All right. Through the chair, for BMPL 2025254, an application has been received to sever a parcel having a frontage of 275 meters, a depth of 170 meters, and an area of 4.66 hectares as the creation of a lot in the agricultural designation. And for ANPL 2025268, an application has been received requesting relief of 35.33 hectares from the minimum required lot area of 40 hectares to permit a lot area of 4.67 hectares and the creation of a lot in the agricultural zone. The subject lands are located on the west side of Blue Line Road, north of its intersection with Concession 14 Townsend. The area of the subject lands is approximately 50.86 hectares, with approximately 840 meters of frontage onto Blue Line Road. The subject lands are occupied by grain elevators, a single detached dwelling, and other agricultural structures. The grain elevators and agricultural structures is proposed to be severed, with a dwelling and remaining agricultural structures to be retained. The proposed severance would remove surrounding agricultural land from production. This is not consistent with the PPS or the official plan. As such, it is the professional opinion of staff that this application be refused. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Questions? Is there an agent or applicant present? Nathan, anything to add? Yes, sir. Okay.
Good evening once again, Mr. Chair. And for the record, I am Nathan Colomay, the lawyer and agent for the owner applicant, Skylar Farms Limited. And I also thank staff for their report this time around. So the staff recommendation is for refusal of the severance and the related minor variance. We ask that you approve both the severance and the minor variance this evening. Staff advised you that the proposal is not consistent with the PPS because the proposed severance would remove surrounding agricultural land from production. So there are two ways to look at staff's objection. Firstly, Skylar Farms does not need a severance to remove land from agricultural production. It could remove all the trees starting tonight and cease to farm that land for as long as it owns it, for as long as it wishes. Secondly, more importantly, the severance application is just that. It is a severance application. It is an agricultural severance that is simply creating new lot lines. No change is proposed to the existing agricultural uses. It's simply not true that this severance removes agricultural land from production. This is not a residential severance. This severance does, therefore, comply with the PPS. And the objection from staff is much the same with the official plan. Again, actively farmed land is not being removed from production. The severance will comply with the zoning bylaw upon approval of the related minor variance. And staff claim that the application is not appropriate development of the lands. Well, we're not proposing any new development, and once more, we are not removing land from production. The relief sought is minor in nature. The lands are surrounded by agricultural lands, and the severance will have no adverse impact on the adjacent farmland whatsoever. So the severance complies with the PPS, it complies with the official plan and the zoning bylaw, subject to approval of the minor variance, in which the minor variance is minor in nature. So we ask that you approve both this evening. Thank you. Happy to answer your questions.
Thank you. Questions? Peter?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. What's the business plan here? Why do you need a severance that big? Why can't you just draw the lines around the existing corn operation? And if they require more land, then Skylar's own everything around there anyway, and then you would do a boundary adjustment. So I'm not sure why there is a request to make it this big, especially when you've said that there is no new development in the business plan.
Well, at this particular point in time, we like to be forward-looking so that we're not having to come back to the Committee of Adjustment every couple of years, should we desire an expansion. And also, it just will facilitate better farming of the area if we have that corner totally blocked off.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Linda?
Would the applicants, do you think, be in favor of a deferral and have them look at reducing the size of the severance requested?
If that's the wish of this committee, we would certainly look at a deferral. Our preference, of course, would be an approval.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, thanks, Nathan. Anyone present that wishes to speak to this application? No? The recommendation on both these applications is for refusal. What are the wishes of the committee? Peter?
I'd like to move deferral. I think that they have the ability to expand the property if they need to, and it could be done very quickly. If there was new development planned, we should know about it, and the boundary could be adjusted to that point. But asking for this big chunk of change in anticipation of future development, I think it needs to be rethought, and I would like to move deferral.
Okay, thank you. Can I get a seconder to that? Adam? Okay. And all those in favor? And that is carried. Joe, were you in favor? Okay, sorry. Gonna need a new deferral stamp pretty soon. Okay. Okay, next up is at BNPL 2025288, and the planner can give the report, please.
Thank you. Through the chair, an application has been received to sever a parcel having a frontage of approximately 10.37 meters, a depth of approximately 42.32 meters, and having an area of approximately 436 square meters, and to retain a parcel having an area of approximately 440.7 square meters as a creation of a lot in the R2 zone. The subject lands are located on the east side of Elm Street, south of its intersection with Parker Drive in the urban area of Simcoe. The area of the subject lands is approximately 876.7 square meters, with approximately 20.7 meters of frontage onto Elm. The subject lands are occupied by a duplex dwelling, each with an attached carport. The proposal seeks to sever 79 Elm Street and to retain 81 Elm Street with no new development planned. It is the professional opinion of planning staff that this proposal meets the Planning Act, PPS 2024, conforms to the official plan, and meets the intent and purpose of the zoning bylaw. This proposal is recommended for approval. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? Is there an applicant agent present?
Hello, I'm Kim Hessels, and I'm the agent for the application.
Okay.
And I'd just like to say that I agree with staff's recommendation and the planner's report.
Okay, thank you.
But I'm here to answer any questions.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions? No? Okay, thank you. Is there anyone present that wishes to speak to this application? Seeing none, thank you. And we have a recommendation for approval. Can I get a motion, Linda and Joel? BNPL 2025288, the application is consistent with the Planning Act RSO 1990 as amended. PPS 2024 conforms to the policies of Norfolk County Official Plan regarding consent to sever policies in the urban residential designation, meets the intent of the Norfolk County zoning bylaw, and no public input was received and therefore has not been considered as part of this application. If approved, the decision is subject to the conditions stated on the reverse of this notice. Lapsing time date of all your conditions cleared is October 22nd, 2027. All in favor? And that's carried. Next up is ANPL 2025-158. John Lockhart. Planner can give the report, please.
Thank you. Through the chair to the committee, an application has been received to permit a height increase of 2.4 meters on a non-conforming structure, which is a covered deck in the hazard land zone. The subject lands are located on the east side of Pike Lane in the resort area of Long Point. Pike Lane connects to Erie Boulevard on a main road in Long Point. The subject lands are located approximately 130 meters away from Erie Boulevard. The area of the subject lands is approximately 1,011.7 square meters, 0.25 acres, with approximately 20.1 meters, 66 feet of frontage on Pike Lane. The subject lands are occupied by a vacation home that was built in the 1950s. This covered porch would not further encroach into the hazard lands, as it does not exceed the roof line of the house nor exceed the area of the deck. That being said, it is the professional opinion of planning staff that this application meets the 4 tests for a minor variance and should be approved. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Questions? Planner, applicant or agent present? Anything to add? He indicates nothing to add. Is there anyone present that wishes to speak to this application? No? Okay. And we have a recommendation for approval. Can I get a mover and a seconder? Joel? And Phil? ANPL 2025-158, in accordance with Section 45(1) of the Planning Act, the requested relief is considered to be appropriate for the proposed development, minor in nature, maintains the general intent of the official plan, and the zoning bylaw. No public input was received and therefore has not been considered as part of the application. All those in favor? And that's carried. Next up, ANPL 2025-258, Bill and Cindy Hutchinson, and the planner can give the report, please.
Thank you. Through the chair, an application has been received to construct a boathouse requiring relief of 5.3% from the maximum permitted lot coverage of 10% to permit a lot coverage of 15.3%, 0.9 meters from the maximum permitted height of 5 meters to permit a height of 5.9 meters, and 74.4 square meters from the maximum permitted usable floor area of 56 square meters to permit a usable floor area of 130.4 square meters. The subject lands are located on the west side of Ordnance Avenue, south of its intersection with Reserve Street. The area of the subject lands is approximately 856.5 square meters, with approximately 12.2 meters of frontage onto Ordnance Avenue. The subject lands are occupied by a single-story vacation home, a detached garage, and an existing boathouse. The garage is proposed to be removed, and the existing boathouse is to be replaced with the proposed structure. It is the professional opinion of planning staff that the proposal meets the 4 tests of a minor variance. The proposal is recommended for approval with the following condition, being that the applicant provide confirmation that the attic space of the proposed boathouse is not considered to be usable floor area. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? Is there an agent or applicant present? Again, anything to add? No, he has nothing to add, he says. Is there anyone present that wishes to speak to this application? No. We have a recommendation for approval. Mover, seconder, Joe. Seconder, Linda. ANPL 2025-258, in accordance with Section 45(1) of the Planning Act, the requested relief is considered to be appropriate for the proposed development, minor in nature, maintains the general intent of the official plan and the zoning bylaw. No public input was received and therefore had not been considered as part of this application. All in favor? And that's carried. ANPL 2025-269, Terry Clark, and the planner can give the report, please.
Thank you. Through the chair, an application has been received to permit a detached garage requiring relief of 2 meters from the maximum permitted height, 89 square meters from the maximum permitted usable floor area, and relief of section 3.2.1B of the zoning bylaw to permit an accessory building in the front yard. The subject lands are located on the west side of Old Cut Boulevard, north of its intersection with Rogers Avenue. The area of the subject lands is approximately 1,638.6 square meters, with approximately 35.26 meters of frontage onto Old Cut. The subject lands are occupied by a vacation home and existing detached garage that is proposed to be replaced. It is the professional opinion of planning staff that this proposal meets the 4 tests of a minor variance. The proposal is recommended for approval. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? Is there an agent or applicant? Dave, anything to add? No. I don't know what to say to you, Dave. It's 2 months in a row. You've had nothing to say. I had the timer all ready for you. Anyway, carry on. Is there anyone present that wishes to speak to this application? Please, somebody have a question for Dave. Okay. No one present that wishes to speak to this application. We have a recommendation for approval. Mover, Linda, Joe? ANPL 2025269, in accordance with Section 45(1) of the Planning Act. The requested relief is considered to be appropriate for the proposed development, minor in nature, maintains the general intent of the official plan. The zoning bylaw, no public input was received, and therefore has not been considered as part of this application. All in favor? And that's carried. You're welcome. Next up, file number ANPL 2025248, Andrew Reevely. The planner can give the report, please.
Thank you. Through the chair, an application has been received to construct an accessory structure, detached garage, requiring relief of 66.9 square meters from the maximum usable floor area of 100 square meters to permit a usable floor area of 166.9 square meters for all accessory buildings. To allow for the construction of a detached garage within the Hamlet residential zone. The subject lands are located at 433 Angling Road in the hamlet of Boston. The site is generally flat. The area of the subject lands is approximately 0.36 hectares with approximately 165 meters of frontage on the north side of Angling Road. The subject lands are occupied by a single detached dwelling, storage shed, chicken coop, wood storage shed, and detached garage, which is slated to be demolished. It is a professional opinion of the planning staff that this proposal meets the 4 tests for a minor variance, and it is recommended for approval. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions? Agent or applicant present? Yes, sir. Anything to add? Okay. Okay, thank you. Nothing to add, he says. Is there anyone present that wishes to speak to this application? No, we have a recommendation for approval. Can I get a mover, Phil? Seconded. Joel? ANPL 2025248, in accordance with Section 45(1) of the Planning Act, the requested relief is considered to be appropriate for the proposed development, minor in nature, maintains the general intent of the official plan and the zoning bylaw, and no public input was received, and therefore has not been considered as part of this application. All in favor? And that's carried. Yep. BNPL 2025229, Dalton White Farms and Supplies Limited, and the planner can give the report, please.
Thank you. Through the chair, an application has been received to sever a parcel having a frontage of 188.34 meters, a depth of 61.97 meters, an area of 0.5 hectares, and to retain a parcel having an area of 47.8 hectares as the severance of a dwelling made surplus through farm amalgamation. The consent application is being reviewed concurrently with a zoning amendment for the retained lands to remove a single detached dwelling as a permitted use in the agricultural zone. The subject lands are located on the west side of Tisdale Road, south of its intersection with Dalton. The area of the subject land is approximately 46.3 hectares with approximately 1,035.44 meters of frontage onto Tisdale Side Road. The subject lands are occupied by a single detached dwelling and 3 barns, with the barns proposed to remain on the retained lands and the dwelling to be severed as surplus to farming needs. Comments provided by the building department have noted concerns with the location of the septic system to service the existing dwelling. So while the application would generally meet the requirements of the PPS, the official plan, and the zoning bylaw, additional information is required to confirm that the proposed lot is sufficient to support the needs of the existing dwelling. As such, it is the professional opinion of staff that this application be deferred at this time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Questions? Is there an applicant or agent present? Yes, sir. Button on the right. There you go.
Good evening, through you, Mr. Chair, and to the committee. I'm Nathan Cook, the applicant on the file. I'd like to take time to thank planning staff for their report. We were informed of a small hiccup that came up in the process, and we were notified that potentially the area of concern for the septic area on our property may have not been captured fully. And since then, we had updated the drawing and we have shown that it is completely encompassed. So that information was provided well over a week ago. So the frontage doesn't change. The overall lot size changes by 0.05 of an acre. And the only lands that it's affecting is the neighboring, or our own property. It doesn't affect any neighboring property at all. So we recognize that there's a motion to defer. It is of our opinion that this meets the policy planning, and we would appreciate approval for this application. Thank you.
Thank you. And who did you submit the septic to?
So we actually had the septic installer on site, and we verified.
No. Did you submit it to the building department?
Yes, it was submitted all back to the planning staff, building staff. Yes.
Okay. If just step aside for a second, I get planning staff to comment on that. Did you receive all that, Kendall?
It has been received, through the chair, it has been received. It was received after the report was already written at that time, and with a brief review, we've had a short period of time to review it. With the change in parcel size, it would need a recirculation because the parcel size is changing from what was requested.
Okay, thank you. Do you understand that? Yeah. No, you have to step up. So even though you're changing the parcel size ever so slightly, a recirculation has to be done for this application. That's the way I understand it, I think. Kendall, is that correct?
Through the chair, yes, because
Okay.
the lot dimensions are changing. It would
Okay.
require recirculation,
So-
and to confirm that the septic is where it is supposed to be.
Okay, I'll just open it up to any other questions with the floor. Linda, do you have any? No? Yeah?
Well, just a comment. So in the conditions, there's a condition that they need a receipt of a letter from the building department indicating the requirements to evaluate the existing sewage system has been completed. So that covers off the sewage system, the septic system issue, in my opinion. And I feel like the increase is minor enough that the committee could probably proceed with approval if they so wish.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Peter, sorry.
Could we recall the planner? I'd have a question about the long strip along Tisdale Side Road. What's the intention here? Is that intention to cede that property to Norfolk County And was there any comment from roads on geotechnical? Because there's a big canyon there, so I'm kind of wondering what's really happening, whether we're in effect doing 2 severances, or whether we're doing one with anticipating land going to Norfolk County for road widening and the expenses of that road widening. So it's all a bit of a gray area for me. So I was wondering what word there's been to planning about it.
Through the chair to the member, that portion is to be included as part of the severed lands. It is intended to be all one parcel through discussion with the applicant, and that was clarified before the application was when it was doing through intake. There has been no comment from roads regarding road widening. That's not the intent of that parcel. It's to include it as one piece. There was nothing included in the application as it stands regarding that portion. I haven't had discussions with the applicant regarding that, and that would be intended to be updated on the application as well, should this be deferred, so that that information can be provided, but it's not included as part of the application package at this time.
Okay, thank you. The applicant has a comment. Go ahead.
If I may, through you, Mr. Chair, the context of this property is quite unique. It's a very large farm parcel, but the intention is to utilize if you can see on the map, the corner there, the larger portion of it is it's essentially a property on its own that's really severed naturally by the ravine. And our intent was to, with this home, to put it in a place where it's non-farmable already as it is, and to ensure the integrity of the farm operation, we're removing it from that area. As you could see, the footprint that where we're currently the surplus dwelling would be, is we've kept that window as small as possible to bring the non-usable farmland. We're going to go to that corner there just to protect the integrity of the farmland, as it's not farmable now as it is today. So we were creative. It is a bit of an awkward shape. Hopefully one day we can maybe get a boundary adjustment to get that cleaned up. But for the purpose of the surplus dwelling, it would be our goal to keep it off of farmland.
Okay, thank you. Peter?
Was there still an intention to build a bunkhouse on the severed lands?
So through you, Mr. Chair, the existing surplus dwelling will be completely removed, and that surplus dwelling, there was a proposal to maybe go for a bunkhouse a while ago, but the requirements to get it into a bunkhouse were not obtainable. So there's actually a demolition permit that has already been issued for the specific dwelling, but it's not been removed yet, as our goal was to make the severance in that order.
Okay. Anybody else? Councillor Van Passen.
Yes, thank you. Do you have a motion on the floor already?
Not yet.
Oh, yeah, I'd like to move that for approval. There are conditions in the draft to deal with the letter from the building department, deal with the septic issue. The tiny little bit, I don't think it meets the criteria where it needs to be recirculated. The severed lands, they're zoned agricultural, but they're not farmable. It's separated physically with a big gully. I think it's a good plan, and I'd move for approval.
Okay, thank you. Linda?
I'll second that.
Thank you. Is there anyone present that wishes to speak to this application? No? Okay, we have a motion on the floor for approval. Bear with me. File number BNPL 2025229 to provide, so this doesn't really apply anymore, does it? All in favor of approval? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. That's carried. Okay. Next up, ANPL 2025246. Perry Poirier. Planner can give the report, please.
Thank you. Through the chair, an application has been received to construct an attached garage requiring relief of 5% from the maximum permitted lot coverage of 15% to permit a lot coverage of 20% in the resort residential zone. The existing vacation home combined with the existing detached garage has a lot coverage with approximately 12% in total. The proposal would increase the cottage lot coverage to 20% and reduce the outbuilding lot coverage to 0. The Lakeshore Special Policy Area Secondary Plan allows, in certain circumstances, lot coverages up to 30%. Given this, it is considered that the proposal is minor in nature. The redevelopment or extension of existing uses within the RR zone is compliant with the official plan, and the development would meet the intent of the zoning bylaw. It is considered that the proposal is desirable for the appropriate development of the site and is recommended for approval.
Thank you. Any questions? Is there an agent or applicant? You, sir, again. Nothing to add, assume?
I'll answer questions.
Nobody wants to ask Dave a question, so don't feel bad. Any questions of the applicant or the agent? Is there anyone present that wishes to speak to this application? We have a recommendation for approval. Can I get a mover and a seconder? Joel? And Linda. File number ANPL 2025246. In accordance with Section 45(1) of the Planning Act, the requested relief is considered to be appropriate for the proposed development, minor in nature, and maintains the general intent of the official plan and the zoning bylaw. No public input was received and therefore is not being considered as part of this application. All in favor? And that's carried. Thank you. BNPL 2025278, Willem Bishkop. And the planner can give the report, please.
Thank you, through the chair. An application has been received to sever a parcel having no frontage, a width of 52.6 meters, a depth of 91.9 meters, and having an area of 4,048.2 square meters as a boundary adjustment. Lands to be added to are an existing residential parcel located directly adjacent to the south. The final lot size to be created would be 0.79 hectares. The subject lands are located at 1255 County Road 21. The area of the subject lands is approximately 4,048.2 square meters, with approximately 52.6 meters of frontage on the north side of County Road 21. The subject lands are occupied by a storage building, a shed that's proposed to be demolished, and various foundations. The lands proposed to receive the boundary adjustment contain a single detached dwelling and a shed that's proposed to be demolished. It is a professional opinion of the planning staff that this proposal is consistent with the PPS, conforms with the Norfolk County official plan, and meets the intent and purpose of the zoning bylaw, and therefore should be approved with the attached conditions. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? Is there an agent or applicant present? Yes, sir. Anything to add? Okay, nothing to add, he says. Pardon? I'll answer questions. Okay, just in case, okay. Any questions of the applicant agent? Is there anyone present that wishes to speak to this application? No? We have a recommendation for approval. Can I get a mover and a seconder? Joe? Seconded by Phil. BNPL 2025278, the application is consistent with the Planning Act RSO 1998, conforms with the policies of Norfolk County official plan regarding consent to sever policies in the agricultural designation, meets the intent of the Norfolk County zoning bylaw, and no public input was received and therefore is not being considered as part of this application. All in favor? And that's carried. File number BNPL 2025280, PNS Van Berlo Limited. Planner can give the report, please.
Thank you. Through the chair, an application has been received to recognize deficiencies created through related severance application BNPL 2025108, requiring relief of 7.02 hectares from the minimum required lot area of 40 hectares to permit a lot area of 32.98 hectares for the proposed retained lands, and 108.2 square meters from the maximum permitted usable floor area for accessory structures to allow accessory structures with a usable floor area of 308.2 square meters. These deficiencies were largely evaluated at the time of the approval of BNPL 2025108, allowing the surplus dwelling severance to include the large outbuilding. However, it was a condition of the severance that both the usable floor area of the outbuilding and the lot area of the retained lands seek minor variance to bring them in line with the provisions of the zoning bylaw. As noted in the report, it is the professional opinion of staff that the proposal meets the intent of both the official plan and zoning bylaws and is desirable for the appropriate development of the sites. Given the lot area and limited impact the outbuildings would have on any residential neighbor, it is considered that the overage in usable floor area can be considered minor in this instance. Given this, it is recommended that this proposal be approved. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? Is there an agent or applicant present?
Good evening. My name is Courtney Boyd. I'm lawyer and agent for the applicant. I don't have anything to add to staff's comments, but if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Okay, any questions? Appears no. Is there anyone present that wishes to speak to this application? No. I have a recommendation for approval. Can I get a mover and a seconder? Phil, Peter. File number ANPL 2025280, in accordance with Section 45(1) of the Planning Act, the requested relief is considered to be appropriate for the proposed development, minor nature, maintains the general intent of the official plan, the zoning bylaw. No public input was received and therefore is not being considered as part of this application. All in favor? And that's carried. ANPL 2025281. And the planner can give the report, please.
Thank you. Through the chair, an application has been received to construct an accessory building, detached garage, requiring relief of 3.2% from the maximum permitted lot coverage of 10% to permit a total lot coverage of 13.2% and relief of 53.27 square meters from the maximum usable floor area of 55 square meters to permit a usable floor area of 108.27 square meters. These subject lands are located on the north side of Front Road, west of its intersection with Hunter Drive South. The area of the subject lands is approximately 1,092.6 square meters, with approximately 24.3 meters of frontage onto Front Road. The subject lands are occupied by a single detached dwelling, a garage, and accessory structure, and with the garage proposed to be removed and replaced by the proposed structure. It is the professional opinion of planning staff that this proposal meets the 4 tests of a minor variance. This proposal is recommended for approval. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? Is there an applicant or agent present? Okay, anything to add? Nothing to add, okay, thank you. Is there anyone present that wishes to speak to this application? Button on the right. No. The other right. There you go.
Thank you. My name is Lou Kochuk. I own the farmland adjacent to Jordan, and I've already spoken to Jordan and Kendall that the only request that I would make is because of the discharge of water from this new building as well as from his house is coming onto my farm. I had some pictures.
We got.
Oh, you have them?
Yeah, we got the pictures. No, not up here, but.
Oh, you got the pictures.
They were circulated.
Okay, okay.
Yep.
And all I would like to see is that the county allow Jordan to put a pipe attachment to discharge the water from this new building and along with his house onto the front road on his property.
Okay, and he was agreeable to that, or, okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, those pictures showed a ditch. Is that the county is doing some
Yes.
ditching there?
Yes.
Okay, this year?
2024.
Okay.
No, 25 shows the flooding.
Okay,
24 shows the flooding, 25 shows the ditch.
The ditch, yes,
But
okay.
That's when I put a request for that, okay?
Yeah.
I just wouldn't want them to, the county to say, well, we'll put in a retention pond. That's already happened in on some of my areas, and it's flooded over onto my farm as well, so
Okay.
I want a tile going to that ditch from Jordan's property, and I guess you have to get county approval or the engineers to iron that out.
Okay, very
Okay.
good. So you're satisfied, in other words?
I'm satisfied as
Yeah.
long as he gets
Yeah.
this county will allow him to.
Okay, that's out of the purview of this committee, but anyway,
Yeah.
we can pass the word along. Anyway, any
Right.
questions of, no? Okay,
One-
thank you.
One
Go
other,
ahead.
one other thing, I think Ken told me that there has to be something attached to the building permit.
I'll get her to comment.
Through the chair, anything regarding, it would be drainage that would be required generally with building permits, so
Yeah.
that would be through the building department, so I can't necessarily make a comment, but that is generally what is required for a building of this type.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Councillor Van Passen.
Yeah, I think staff can probably correct me, but I think the building permit, one of the requirements, you got to drop a drainage plan for the new garage anyway.
Yeah.
And hopefully they can just sort of pass on the word that we'd like to see the drainage plan include the direct drain to the ditch there. But
Yeah,
that
somebody
might be
can
part of
maybe-
the plan anyway, so.
Hopefully somebody can get that word through to the drainage supervisor. Any other questions? Okay, anybody else that wishes to speak to this application? Okay, we have a recommendation for approval. Joe makes that motion. Seconder, Peter. File number AMPL 2025-281, in accordance with Section 45(1) of the Planning Act, the requested relief is considered to be appropriate for the proposed development, minor in nature, maintains the general intent of the official plan, and that public input was received and therefore has been considered as part of this application. It's not. All in favor? And that's carried. And lastly, ANPL 2025-300, Stephen Norris. Planner can give the report, please.
Thank you. Through the chair, an application has been received to construct a single detached dwelling requiring relief from section 3.30 of the zoning bylaw to permit construction less than 9 meters from the municipal drain. Section 3.30 of the zoning bylaw requires all new development to be located 9 meters from the nearest open drainage ditch. The proposal would not meet this requirement given the small area of the lot and that there are open municipal drains outside both the northern and western boundaries of the lot. It is likely that the relief sought would be approximately 0.5 meters to the western municipal drain and 2.8 meters to the northern municipal drain. Both of these deficiencies can be considered minor. Drainage staff have indicated no concerns with the proposal. The development of this existing residential site is considered to be desirable for the appropriate development of the lands and would meet the general intent of the zoning bylaw. As such, the proposal is recommended for approval.
Thank you. Any questions? Is there any applicant agent present? No? Oh, online? Okay. Sam, are you representing this property? Hello, Sam Bunting. No? Is there anyone Counselor Berry. Oh, I'll get back to you. I know. Is there anyone present that wishes to speak to this application? No? Last call for Sam. Okay, Counselor Berry, you're moving to approve. And a seconder. Joe. AMPL 2025-300, in accordance with Section 45 of the Planning Act, the requested relief is considered to be appropriate for the minor proposed development, minor nature, maintains the general intent of the official plan. The zoning bylaw, no public input was received, and therefore is not being considered as part of this application. All in favor? And that's carried. Motion to adjourn. Councilor Berry. Seconded by Phil. All in favor? 6:05. Thank you, everybody.